Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today is the 5 best forgotten farms, part number 2. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Now coming in at number 1 we have a lovely farm that has been somewhat forgotten, and that is Dark Runes. Now there is a common misconception when it comes to farming up Dark Runes, and most people think that you can only get them from Scholarmants. Now, as you can get these from Scholarmants, the other method is actually in the Eastern Plaguelands. Now, on the bottom right hand side of the map, there is a specific zone with a cauldron in which there are loads of Cult of the Damned people which you can kill for Dark Runes. Now these guys have a tendency to be able to drop these Dark Runes quite frequently, and this is pretty much a really good gold farm if you wanted to farm up something a little bit different than just gathering materials. Overall, I find this to be a brilliant farm, and you can pull in a hefty amount of gold just in general. That being the case, Dark Runes are used in a lot of transmog items and transmog crafting, and are in a high demand, especially if you're on a high pop server. This is usually the case when it comes to high pop servers. A lot of transmog sells faster than all of the others, so therefore if you're farming something that goes with transmog, then it's going to be in a higher demand. But aside from all of that, damn good farm, and definitely sells quite frequently. Coming in at number 2 is something I actually did a guide on the other week, and that is turtle scales. Now this can be farmed up in the Swamp of Sorrows. Now turtle scales alone sell for a hefty amount of gold, and they are also used for transmog crafting. Now, aside from all of this, all you have to do is follow the route on the screen at this point right now, and pretty much all you have to do is just go around in a circle and kill the turtles. It's really that simple. One little recommendation when you're actually doing this farm from personal experience is using the Dark Moon Firewater for your skinning. This is because these mobs will be skinned, and you'll be able to kill loads of these guys a lot faster and skin them a lot faster with the Dark Moon Firewater. So that being the case, it will actually give you more scales overall, because by the time you've done a loop, they've respawned, and the faster you can kill them, the faster they'll spawn. So the faster that you can do everything, the more scales you're going to get per hour, and overall will increase the amount of gold. Now, aside from all of this, this farm is actually implemented in the Worth It add-on, a baseline farm for that. So if you want to check out the prices, you can always go on to Worth It and double check how much it will be for your server. Now coming in at number 3, we have the Moat Extractor farm. Now, Moat Extractor farms are pretty dead simple to understand once you have the requirements. Now the first requirement is you have to have engineering, at least for Outland, for level 5. Once you have that, you are able to use the Moat Extractor or Zap Throttle Moat Extractor. Now this can either be bought off of the auction house, or you can do a little chain quest in Zangarmarsh in order to get a hold of this recipe. Now, once you actually have your Zap Throttle Moat Extractor, you can then fly around and farm up moats of fire, life, mana, and all that jazz. Basically all of the primals you're able to farm up. This definitely proves to be a very good way in order to get a lot of gold relatively fast, and this is to be proven to be one of the best methods in order to get hold of primals. And overall, you're not killing mobs, you're just going over to little nodes points and using the extractor on those clouds in order to do this. Aside from that, there is an import string for the route for Nagrand, Shadowmoon Valley, and a load of other zones, which was done by one of my Discord subs. And personally, that was really damn helpful, and I'm definitely going to be doing this farm in the future because damn, this is absolutely insane. But aside from all of that, very good way of getting a hold of a lot of gold in a very short amount of time. Especially with the Moat Extractor, it actually tops the Kil'jaeden Primal Fire farm, and not a lot of people know about it because it is a engineering specific item that not many people talk about using, and overall is a brilliant way in order to make gold. Now coming in at number 4, we have the SCORPID scales. Now the SCORPID scales can be farmed up from scorpions, and this is a skinning farm once again. Now the Scorpid scales actually can be farmed up relatively easily, but there is one big but about this. There's not very many areas in which you can actually farm these up, besides Silithus. Now in Silithus there are a lot of Scorpids all around the area. Preferably if you are a druid, you can obviously go into flight form and go out and just moonfire the scorpions. You can set up a little macro in order to actually moonfire these guys, and overall pretty damn awesome. You'll be able to get a mass amount of Scorpid scales which are used for crafting different types of transmog, and also you can sell these flat on the auction house for a pretty penny. Now this one is something that is in the works for being put into Worth It to finish off our scales for the leatherworking section, and over time this will be actually implemented within the add-on. But aside from all of that, that is the Scorpid scale farm, as it's relatively simple. You're just flying around in a circle, killing any scorpions and skinning them. There's not much else to talk about for that. But aside from all of that, let's get into number 5. Now for number 5, we have the Black Fang Claws. Now these can actually be farmed up in Tanan Jungle, and what you have to do is pretty much kill as many of these Saber Stalker guys as you possibly can. This is so you can get a hold of the Black Fang Claws, which are a soulbound item. Now these claws have a lot of value towards these, as you can then trade those into the Saber Stalkers in order to get different types, in order to get a battle pet for selling on the auction house, which is locked behind those Black Fang Claws. So you literally have to farm these up in order to get a hold of this battle pet. And overall, this battle pet sells quite fast in the grand scheme of battle pets. I was looking at the sell rates for this, and this is insane. This is a very old forgotten farm. I remember Student talking about it in WoD, and it just popped into my mind the other day, so I can't take any credit for this farm. It's definitely Student. Now overall, that battle pet sells relatively well, and in the grand scheme of battle pets, if you can level it up to level 25 and make it a rare, then you're obviously going to increase the value of that battle pet. You will need to double check your server, however, for the Black Fang Claws and also the Scorpid Scales, which I mentioned prior, and that is because these ones do fluctuate somewhat on most realms, so it's better to double check it before you even do it, because you don't really want to waste an hour farming if it's not going to be worth much on your server. It's just a pointless endeavour. But aside from all of that, that is the 5 best forgotten farms. Have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.
Yeah.